up, guys, and welcome to the Meeple Minded Podcast, the podcast where we talk all things tabletop gaming. My name is Jason.
And I'm Ant.
Hello, Mr. Antman. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, sir. Good to be back.
Yes, you are back. Your honorary member is back.
Honorary.
Honorary member. How about that? Yep, James isn't here. He's skiving again. Car problems, apparently. I mean, just spend. It's like trying to get blood out of a stone with James, trying to get him to spend any kind of money, Buy a game. No, won't do that. Wants to save
Fix
his
your
money.
car. No.
Fix your car. No, he doesn't want to do that. It's costing money.
He's going to have to do it at some point to come back on the show.
Well, he is, yeah. I think I want to say that he was trying to get it fixed today, but I'm not 100%. He's not told me that it's fixed, so
we'll let him off then. Just this week.
Just this week. And then next week I'll give him a slap. And we'll have to figure something out. Because, we're heading towards the end of the year.
Yes.
I'm having to start preparations for the year-end podcast.
Yeah.
Can't believe I'm saying that already.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It's less than a month away now till that.
Yeah, time of recording. Yeah. 4 or 5 weeks, yeah.
Exactly. By the time this comes out, it's literally 4 weeks till that big event that happens once a year.
That favourite time of the year for you, Jason.
Yeah. This year, I'm going to enjoy it. I've got nothing on over Christmas. I'm not working over Christmas. I never do, which is great.
More time for gaming then.
Indeed. I actually announced to a couple of people last night when I was at game night that this year's break between Christmas and New Year is game central. Yes. I want to game if I can every day. Obviously, I'm aware that a lot of other people still have to work over Christmas.
Sure, of course.
But I certainly don't. So I'm just going to remind everyone that I don't have to work over Christmas. And how many times do you reckon I can say that in one show?
Yeah, exactly. Compared to some people that have to work over Christmas.
Yes. But yours is all thanks to those people that like to travel and stuff.
Those poxy people.
Yeah. But anyway, how have you been? Well, I would say this week, but since we last heard from you.
Good, mate. We've been catching up doing some gaming and stuff, so...
They have.
Yeah.
Become a regular member of the game club as well.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, Wednesday night gaming, man. It's been pretty good. I think we've
been doing that for over a year now as well.
Has it really been that long?
Been that long since the comic book shop closed.
Damn.
So, yeah.
Man. It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I actually saw Aaron recently.
Oh, did you?
Obviously the manager of the comic book shop. For those of you in America that don't have a clue what we're talking about. Yeah. Our local game store that closed down. Yeah, I spoke to him the other day. I went around his house, had a bit of a catch up with him, and we actually were talking about it. It's like, it's actually been a full year.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
I cannot believe it. It doesn't feel like that at all. But it was good to see him, and I think hopefully once he's
and it's a good thing that we've kind of kept it going since it's gone as well. We've not just stopped gaming and we'll just meet up every now and then. Like we've literally, apart from people that have to work or whatnot, every Wednesday has been a game night, and
100%.
I've been enjoying it to the max, mate.
It was a hard transition for me because obviously I always when it closed, Monday nights I obviously run my game club, but I always had I didn't really game at my game club because I was too busy trying to organise things. Wednesday was my night for gaming, because I went somewhere else, I wasn't running it, and I got to game. Yeah, obviously when I lost that, it was I went through quite a period of I've got nowhere to game. It's rubbish. I've got a table at home. I've got games at home. I can game at home, but I never did. And then eventually,
because I remember we
sort of said to each other,
you wanted to think of somewhere else to go at one point. And we were like, well, why don't we just do it at yours? And if you're happy to host, what's the issue?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm glad we did. I think we went for a phase where we weren't able to do it all the time.
Yeah,
but I think we've nailed it down now to ensuring that all of us are free on a Wednesday.
And the amount of games we've gone through, old and new, we've done a bunch this year, regardless of other events like Expo and whatnot. Just the Wednesday nights, the amount of stuff we've played, it's just been
definitely.
A great
and
catch
that's
up.
Not just on the Wednesdays. I've been to yours a couple of times.
Exactly, yeah. If not yours, you've come to mine for it. So
no, it's been really good. It's been really good. But have you been playing games recently?
Yes.
Would you like to talk about some of them?
Well, you introduced me to Sky Teams for starters.
Oh, yes.
Which I'm. Had a playthrough of, and I've not stopped thinking about it since, so I want to play it again.
I will hold my hands. I was one of the first things you said when you walked in today because it happens to be on the table.
And it's literally on the table here. There's like, we need to play this after the episode.
Can we play this after? Yeah, we can do that definitely.
Excellent.
I love that game. It's a great little 2-player game.
Exactly.
I do sometimes wish it would be kind of cool to be able to play it 4-player, but I'm not really sure how the hell it would work.
Yeah. Be an interesting expansion if they do that or something, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of breaks the theme as well, doesn't it? If you go more than 2 players, because modern aircraft, which is what it's based on, only ever have a co-pilot and a pilot. Maybe do a special expansion like the DC3 expansion or something.
You could have the cabin crew or something, or navigator, or cabin crew constantly knocking on the door.
Oh, see, that'd be cool. The cabin crew expansion where you have to serve food.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, and stuff like that.
Roll dice to serve that customer.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I rolled a 6, and this one rolled a 1. Oh, well, I've just tipped the food over someone. There we go.
So you get one cabin crew making sure all the seatbelts are on, the other one's got to feed them so many rounds or something. Yeah. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah. It is a pretty cool game. I'm not going to lie. I really do enjoy it.
We just done the basics when we played it, so I'm interested to try the other mechanics. You mentioned that as well, just for the modules and stuff, but there's more to it, so we look forward to giving that a go.
Yeah, we're definitely going to give that a go tonight. I'm not going to lie.
And then obviously we did Ark Nova for the last couple of weeks as well.
Marine Worlds, the expansion. How did you personally find it? Because obviously we've done our episode on it now. Everyone knows.
We did, it was a good episode. It was a big eye-opener for me because we played it last year, I believe. Yeah. And then I hadn't played it for the whole year since. So coming back to it was, oh my God, what am I doing again? And I had to ask you guys so many questions. So that was a bit of a get back to basics things. Yeah. As well as you put the expansion into it as well. So that was quite interesting. But then obviously we done another run with it the week after, or 2 weeks after, I believe. And I had my mindset. I knew what I was doing. Yeah. But I still didn't get as far as I wanted to. But,
So in all fairness, though, that game that you're referring to is that I was smashing.
Yes.
I was smashing that game.
As much as I love the extra aquarium area, I've got to realise, look, you're limited to the amount of stuff you can build with those. Yeah. Focus on the other damn animals.
Yeah. Although I'm not sure if you remember it from our episode where we talked about, James actually found one of the upgraded cards that can be drafted, which allows you to have more. So, if that happens to be in the drafting mechanism when you want to do that,
that's how you go. That's how you do it. But it's just a blind luck of getting that one, though, isn't it?
How did you find the drafting stuff, though? Like, how did that change the game quite a bit?
Yeah, most definitely, yeah. Again, it was a case of trying to remember how to do this and how you place your cards and stuff on your player board. Is I forgot that you can actually do this and do that. And then sometimes there's stuff I wanted to do, but I couldn't do it because I hadn't upgraded the cards. So that was another thing to try and remember as well. So I had a plan. I just needed to upgrade first.
Yeah. And you didn't need someone trying to rush the game like me.
No, not at all. But then
I really tried the tactic of holding back, letting everyone think that I just wasn't doing very much. And then just holding on to certain cards, knowing full well that I could play them at any point. Just building up my money. Right, cool. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, hang on a minute. I've flown up the green track.
Flew right up. Which I'm kind of surprised because James on the first game did that. But then the second game he was holding back for something. I don't know what it was, but...
Yeah, I mean, he did really well with that whole franchising thing that he had going on, gaining money from everyone. But then it's he just wasn't spending it.
No, this is it.
I know.
So it's quite interesting how the game plays in different ways every time you play it as well.
Yeah. I think that's why it's still one of my favourite games of all time. And as we said in the episode, the expansion just fixed everything that was wrong with it.
Yeah.
I still to this day say the original was not perfect, because, the deck didn't cycle through fast enough, whereas now it does.
Yeah.
That new wave mechanism is amazing. I love the coral stuff that you were hitting hard as well, like the linking stuff together, and it's beautiful.
It's nice when other people look at it and go, "What? What's he doing now?"
Yeah, yeah.
Just wait a second. This is coming. This is happening. This is happening. Right, someone's got Venom who's in front of me.
Yeah. When you announce, I was like, "Oh, I'm going to put this down." I was like, "Right, cool. Here we go. Here comes another coral." Yeah. Time for me to go and make a cup of tea.
Such a great mechanic that is. Simple but effective.
Yeah, definitely. I love that game. I really do.
I had a big gap from it, Hopefully not too big next time.
I guess this is one of the problems with playing with our group, really, is because we will hit a game quite hard, especially if it's a game that we want to talk about on the show.
Yeah.
But then because we've hit it so hard, it's like, oh, I want to take a bit of a break from it. But then
we have too big a break.
Then sometimes. You forget about it because, there's new. There's Cult of the New. There's, spoiler, fear of missing out, maybe.
Oh, I see what you did then. I see what you did.
And you've got to play these games because you don't want to miss out.
This is it.
And then one day you'll just be like, what do we want to play today? I don't really know. Let's just decide when we get around to it. It's like, we haven't played Art Nova in like forever. And then, of course, the expansion come out. I was like, right, 100% we're playing.
And that's the issue with older games now is because there's a big group of us and every time, I'm sure one of us each month has got a new game or a new Kickstarter has just arrived. So again, that game you want to play gets pushed aside again, or that game you want to bring back to the table gets pushed aside.
Look at just what I've had turn up in the past couple of months. Age of Comics. We've had the 2 Die of the Dead expansions turn up. We had Taiwan Night Market. None of them have seen the table yet.
Nice, is it?
Because it's just so much influx in one go. I know the expansion to Cora Quest is coming very, very soon as well. Yeah, that doesn't affect the game group so much. That's
but still,
more for my son.
Still focusing on it.
More stuff coming in. So yeah, there is always that sort of added thing of, we've got more stuff that we want to play, more stuff that we kind of want to get off the shelf for shame.
Yeah.
But again, new. This is new. It's brand new. I want to get it to the table.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't make its way to the shelf of shame, But I know me and you have had a discussion recently about maintaining our collections and actually trimming the fat, in certain circumstances, considerable ways.
Yeah, absolutely.
When I figured out that I could cut mine down to about 20, and I was just sort of like, I've changed my mind on some things.
Yeah, same.
But
it's sad to have that thought though, isn't it? It's just... When it's been sitting there for 2 years, you think to yourself, I don't think it's ever going to come back.
No.
But the problem is when you got it, you were so excited for it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's kind of a shame, but times are tough. Got to be done.
Indeed. I've been playing quite a bit this week, actually, because I've been to 2 separate game days and evenings. I joined our good friend Wayne from Board Stupid up at his new gaff. New Board Stupid HQ, shall we say?
HQ.
To play on his swanky new Geek and Sun table and all that jazz. And he managed to get me to play a game that I didn't think I'd ever play, which was Escape Plan.
Okay.
Vital Lacerda. Usually that just gives me a headache even thinking about it. But I'm reliably told that Escape Plan is Vital Lacerda's lightest game.
Okay.
But, when we say lightest game, it's like, I don't know, shaving a hair off of an elephant. It's
what a way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's still a pretty heavy game. But I'll be honest, I got to grips with it pretty quickly. I didn't think I was going to, but I really enjoyed that game.
Okay.
So I don't know if you know anything about Escape
Plan. No, I still
need
to play it. I think we're playing it soon at some point, so I look forward to finally giving it a go.
So the basic gist of the game is the players are a team of bank robbers, but the team aspect of it has finished. We've done the job, we've stolen the money, and now we've decided to go our own ways to get out of the city. And you have to do that by going to your safe houses and sort of getting as much money as you can. But for various things that you do, your notoriety to the police goes up. There's various police dotted about the boards. If you go out of a tile that has police in it, you have to essentially distract them or get shot at. You can also hire gangs to distract the police and stuff like that. Long story short, gain as much loot as you can.
Right.
And then escape the city from one of the 3 exits, which throughout the game will start closing. And only one will remain open at the end of the game. And then basically, if someone escapes the city, at that point, as soon as someone escapes, you then have to pay £1,000 in cash to take your turn. So, so obviously you're sort of then on borrowed time of like, well, hang on a minute, I'm losing my money, which is ultimately my victory at the end, in order to keep playing. So it's like, okay, someone's escaped, we now need to get out. If you're not the first to get out, you then have to bribe the police to get out of the city.
Oh, okay.
So
then you lose more money.
First person gets out for free. I think the second person that leaves has to pay 5,000 cash. And then the third person that leaves is 10,000 cash. And I assume more players cost more. I adopted the tactic of not really getting that much notoriety throughout the game. I was silently just building up the money, and doing very little things to draw attention to myself. And then the exits started closing, and the other guys have been, they got themselves all hit up. They were getting shot at left, right, and centre. I was sitting there being quiet, just building. And then they decided, I think Wayne was the first one to leave the city, and he left the city because he thought I was going to leave the city, and he knew he couldn't afford to keep playing and paying. And he was wrong. I decided once he left the city that it was a good idea to start burning my cash that I'd been storing up to then start running around doing stuff and then get out. And it went exceptionally well, apart from the fact that I was £1,000 too short to bribe the coppers on the way out. So I got killed.
Damn.
Which is a real shame because I'd built up a decent amount of dollar, and I would have given them a good run for that victory.
It's kind of good because you've not gone for the typical ending. No. You've kind of actually, let's do something else with this, and exactly. Tried your luck with it.
Yeah, and it was great fun. I would like to play it again. I'm not going to lie, I really would. So maybe we'll get a game of that.
Yeah, hopefully
at some
Fingers
point.
Crossed.
I also got to try out the Fox Experiment. I know you've played this one as well.
Yeah, played it with Wayne as well, yeah.
I'll be honest, I think the problem with this is I went into this one with very high expectations.
Yes, same.
It's Elizabeth Hargrave's new game. Well, Wingspan was a massive hit.
Yeah.
Fox Experiment should, by rights, be just as good. And I'll be honest, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I'll be honest, I prefer Wingspan out of the two.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't dislike the game.
No, not at all.
It was okay, but I just felt like it was very middle of the road. If someone wanted me to play it and there was nothing else available, I'd happily play it. It's not one I'm going to be asking to play. It's not one I'm going out of my way for.
It's got the big hype of it just purely for the designer, isn't it? Because we know there's a big hit before that. Now this is the next one.
Yeah.
Let's hype this up a bit. And for me, I think it was a bit too hyped, in my opinion.
I would definitely agree with that. And I think my key problem with it is I've played it once. I think I've seen everything.
Yeah.
I don't think the replayability is there. Whereas with something like Wingspan, for example, there's plenty of replayability. And even now, I'm starting to sour on Wingspan a bit. But, I mean, I haven't played Wingspan in forever. Because I think
it's been a while since
there are better games out there. I prefer Earth over Wingspan, to be honest. But yeah, Fox Experiment for me, very middle of the road. Not bothered about playing it again, but I would happily play it again if someone wants to play it.
It's a nice blend of different type of games in one, but for me, I think the only part I really enjoyed was naming the pups, and that was
yeah, I mean...
I was giving them all these code names from movie references and stuff, so that was pretty cool.
I think I did this. The first two was Jeff and Goldblum.
Oh, nice.
And then just the rest of the game was Life Finds a Way.
I had this one where it was where it looked like one of this really dark and, disturbed sort of looking pups. So I gave him LV426 as a code name or something.
Nice. Oh, but yeah, it's not a bad game. Would play it again, but I'm not going to go out of my way.
No, exactly.
I have played other games, but I'm not going to talk about them because
we go on for a little while. We could.
I want to move on because I want to get to our topic. But before we do, myself and James talked about a game last year.
Ooh.
And I know it's a game that you own. I know it's a game that you somewhat enjoy. And when we talked about this game, it was right after a play of the game with your good self. Because we played Flamecraft.
Has that been a year already?
It's been a year, sir.
Damn.
It's been a year because we played it not long after the comic book shop closed.
That's true, yes. That's right.
And
because you had it kickstarted, right?
I did Kickstarter.
It was the Kickstarter, yes.
Yes, I had the deluxe version.
Yes, they're very nice.
With all the swanky miniatures and...
Yeah, the trays in it as well and everything.
Yeah, lovely game trays. Really, really nice production. Love the game and still got it. Still on the shelf. Really enjoy playing it. Obviously, we've recently had our giveaway.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. I really enjoed doing that. I've sent all of them out now. I know that you've received yours.
Yeah, did get mine, yeah.
You genuinely won.
Woo, woo, woo.
I felt...
Not planned or anything, guys. I actually took part, by the way.
You
got to be in it to win it.
Yeah, I can't even remember what the randomizer thing I used on the Facebook comments and stuff. But yeah, it was all done by a randomizer as to who it was. I think we ended up sending one to Canada.
Wow.
One to the Philippines.
Wow.
One to the USA. I think there was 2 in the UK. I'm forgetting where the other ones were. Me. But yeah, that wasn't including yourself. But yeah, they've gone out all over the world. I'm hoping by the time this comes out, everyone's received them. But you've had a chance to look at it. I know you haven't played it. I haven't
played it, no, but it's
what do you think of it?
It's a filthy card. Let's put it that way. It's a truly filthy card.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And a game changer as well.
Yeah. I really enjoyed playing with it when we did. I will enjoy playing with it again.
Yeah.
Because, yes, I do have a copy of it for myself.
Yeah.
So...
Waste not, whatnot.
Exactly. But yeah, Flamecraft, opinions of it. What do you think?
I still love it, man. I've only just recently got my daughter into it as well, so it's one I'm still going to keep for a while, and I'm kind of glad we get to. My gaming group really enjoyed it as well.
Okay.
Considering the theme of it, how cute and cuddly it is, I thought they wouldn't be up for it, but I remember it bringing it over, and they just absolutely loved it. And it's still a great game to this day, to be honest.
Nice. I know we've talked about the artwork on it quite a bit in the past, but were you looking into the Critter Kitchen that they're currently crowdfunding?
At the time of recording, it's literally coming out of my bank now.
Oh, is it?
The Kickstarter. Kickstarter ended 30 minutes ago.
Oh, really?
So it's literally done.
I genuinely didn't know.
Did you not? So it's literally just come out of my bank. I was watching it. The phone just literally notified me as the episode started. So
the irony.
Yeah.
The irony. So, there you go. So
that's it.
Completely unscripted.
So
I genuinely didn't know.
For the Critter Kitchen review episode.
Oh, man. We have to play that when that comes out.
Most definitely. I can't wait for that.
That looks really, really good.
Yeah.
I love food.
And I love the artwork again.
And the artwork, looks awesome. I definitely want to do it. I'm very tempted to buy the new upgrades that they've announced for Flamecraft as well, with the new miniatures.
Yeah, and the new coins and stuff as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the look of them. I mean, I don't so much need the coins because I've obviously already got the original gold coins. But those miniatures are so good. Actual sculpts of the in-game characters is brilliant.
Yeah.
So I think I may have to spend some money on that. Yeah.
But you don't really need to spend them, but you're going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm...
is that part of the episode that's going to be happening? Is it the FOMO?
Well, I mean, I do have a fear of missing out because those miniatures clearly will change the game. 100%. They're not like the other miniatures, so they're clearly going to change the game.
You'll know they're the different ones.
Yes, I still suffer from FOMO. I'm the first to
We all
admit
do,
it.
mate. We all do.
But yes, speaking of FOMO, shall we go on to the topic that I finally managed to get you on a topical episode?
Yes, I finally have made the cut for a topical. Let's do this.
Is it bad that we're having to do a negative one about our own personal life?
So I've been looking forward to do a topical episode for ages, mate. Now I don't have to shout on my radio on the way to my gigs now. Because I don't want to shout at myself. But
I bet you will, though. I guarantee you will.
I probably will.
It'll probably be
like, you should have said this, you idiot.
Yeah. But yeah, we are talking about FOMO regrets. So yeah, believe it or not, I actually have some regrets.
Yeah.
So are you ready to do that?
Let's do this.
Are you ready to hear the topical music in person?
In person.
In person.
Woo-hoo.
Here we go. There we go.
Wow, that felt good.
Well, I'd said I would do it. You're finally here for a topical discussion. Unfortunately, James is not here because we're talking about FOMO regret. And as we discussed at the very start of this, James doesn't have regrets because he doesn't buy anything. So
yeah, it was kind of good he wasn't on the episode. It would have been a one-sided episode, really.
It would have been, yeah. So it's probably a good thing he had car problems. I didn't sabotage his car at all. Just for the
episodes. Could you imagine if he did do that? My God, Jason.
Well, I get fed up with him, keep calling me a dictator and all that, you know. You just lose it once in a while.
That's it.
But yeah, FOMO regrets. It's, I think we did a topical recently about FOMO, and as I said, I am the first to admit I suffer from FOMO. Like,
just so we're sure, it's fear of missing out, right?
It's fear of missing out, of course, yeah. And, you know, we've been talking about games in this episode, and I'm just referring to stuff as I want to buy this, because I do think it's going to change the game. I was joking when I said miniatures are going to change the game because they're different miniatures. They just look good. So my fear of missing out with those miniatures is my shelf won't look as good.
Yeah,
because I have a lot of my stuff displayed in cabinets. So yeah, fear of missing out is a real thing, and I think so is FOMO regret, because there's been games in the past that I've backed on Kickstarter or purchased in a store because maybe it's on the BGG hotness, or maybe one of my favorite YouTubers has gone, this game is amazing, you should buy this right now, buy.
Yeah.
there's a multitude of reasons I would do that. Have you, what's your sort of FOMO addiction, and how do you sort of usually find that FOMO presents itself with you?
My FOMO addiction is on, the main factor is the theme. So, for example, the theme of the game. One of mine was Marvel United, for example.
Okay, yeah.
So if anyone's not aware of it, Simon did two separate pledges for this, which was the normal Marvel side, and then there was the X-Men side.
Of course, yeah.
So at the time, we were playing Marvel United yourselves, my gamer group, and everyone really enjoyed it. So, and then all of a sudden, Simon's announced, the X-Men pledge is coming.
Yeah.
Now, I feared and missed out on this because everyone said, I enjoy this, but I want to be this character. I want to be that character.
Okay.
And Simon marketed it really cleverly. So you had to buy separate boxes for these certain characters. So I was fear of missing out to play these characters.
Yeah.
So if I don't buy this box set, I won't get to play Wolverine. I won't get to play as such and such.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, they really played on FOMO within that Kickstarter because it's like, this is the base box, and the stretch goal, you've unlocked Spider-Gwen.
Let's see, yep.
Guess what? We've now got an add-on, which is the Spider Friends.
Exactly.
So Spider-Gwen, you'll get.
But you have to pay extra for the actual Spider-Man.
You want the actual Spider-Man or the other, you want Venom, you want any of those kind of stuff. Or like, no, we're going to give you Carnage, but you don't have Venom.
Yeah.
You've got to buy this box for that.
And then there was good Venom and bad Venom. It's like, good.
Indeed.
God,
yes. And they've done it with every single, that's just one of their things. That's a Kickstarter thing. Call me or not it pains me to admit it, they are gods when it comes to their crowdfunding.
Regardless of how FOMO of, missing out or regrets-wise, they pack their content.
Oh, yeah.
So it would last you bloody ages, wouldn't it, really, to, for how long you play the game for. But, you'll get bored of it, and then it'll just be there, and then you'll have FOMO of regrets. Well, I've paid for this box set that we haven't even opened yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know it. Sticking with the Marvel thing, one of the games that I genuinely have quite bad FOMO regret for is not even a board game. It was the Marvel Crisis Protocol game.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, I rave about this game. I love the game. I don't regret it because it's a bad game. I regret it because it never sees the table because no one round here plays it. Yeah, I've got, as you can see, I've got a whole cabinet of painted miniatures that are now sitting there doing not a lot.
Yeah.
And it bugs me because I look at it and go, each one of those miniatures is about 20 quid.
Really?
And it's like, there's thousands
there's a lot there.
of pounds worth of stuff that I've got sitting in there. Don't get me wrong, they do look good. They look nice.
Yeah,
I've painted them quite well, very big-headed, but I painted them quite well. And I'm very happy with that. But it's not why I bought them. I bought them because I wanted to play the game.
Play them, yeah. And
I've played maybe 6 or 7 games in the total time I've had it. And I stopped buying every miniature because I bought every miniature that came out. Ironically, I stopped buying when they released their X-Men.
Oh, really?
They shifted over to the X-Men.
Dude, you would have needed at least 2 cabinets for that then.
At this point, there's now... They're actually at a point in the game where they're now re-sculpting in fact, the new core box is exactly the same, but with new sculpts.
Right.
And new rules and all that kind of stuff. So they've now started again. And it's now one of those things of, I'm never going to play this again.
No.
It's now sitting there, not getting its money's worth.
Yeah.
We always bang on about value within games. And that's why I have regret for it, because I'm not getting the value from it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I'm assuming it's kind of similar with...
No, I was literally about to say that as well. It's just, it's so sad when you have that little hype for a bit and you go, well, I want to play, I have this box set. All right, we'll do that next week. And then 2 years later, it's still not been opened, know, and just... you put so much money and, fear of missing out, because if you do miss out, it goes for double the price and stuff and whatnot. Yeah. So you have to take that chance of, do I buy it now and it sits there for God knows how long? Or do I wait till it goes on eBay and then pay 3 times the price for it?
Of course, yeah.
So that's another part of it, is the gamble, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I think, you're mentioning about the 2 campaigns they did. They've done, 4 now? For Marvel United, so I'm guessing you didn't back the others, because I think you have Multiverse,
Multiverse and then Civil War was added to it. Planet Hulk was in it. It's just, I love the game, but it just never sees the table for so much content. Like you have to like just forget the rest of your collection to play something like Marvel United. Yeah,
and I'm guessing you also will have suffered the same thing I did with Marvel Crisis Protocol. Is that when I did get someone to get to the table to play, if they were using my stuff, it was always the same characters.
Yes,
it was the Avengers.
Yes.
And I was guilty of that as well. I loved the Black Order, so I would quite often.
But you're never going to pick the obscure stretch goal character.
Exactly,
which is the exclusive one you should be playing with, but you just don't do it, do you?
Yeah. So I'm guessing you had that issue as well then.
Massive
People
regret,
always
mate.
went for the same
Massive
ones.
regret on doing that. I mean, I wish I'd just gone for specific box sets, not the whole shebang at the end of the day.
And it is a shame.
And I learned my lesson.
It's a great game.
100%,
really is. It's a great game, and I'd happily play it. But again, I know what I'm like.
I'll be honest. Most of the regrets here were not bad games I'm going to mention.
No.
It's just, how they never got to the table as much and paid so much for it is the issue.
Yeah. I mean, definitely crowdfunding is one of the worst. It's probably responsible for the majority of my regrets, but not all. Marvel Crisis Protocol wasn't crowdfunding. That was just straight up retail. And it's still going to this day. It's doing very well. It's just I'm not into it anymore because no one around here plays it.
Yeah,
which is a shame. One game that I have got on my list though, and I think it's actually going to surprise you that it's on my list.
Okay.
Because it's another one of my favourite games of all time.
Okay.
And it is a crowdfunded game. It's actually the very first crowdfunding game I did, which is Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid.
What?
Yeah.
That's a regret.
It is.
No.
It is genuinely a regret.
Go on, explain then, because I don't believe that.
Okay, so I love the game.
Yeah.
Prefixing it with that.
Yeah.
I love the game. I don't regret buying the game. What I regret is the fear of missing out and buying more than I needed to. Much the same as yourself.
Right.
When I got that game, I went all in, or almost all in. And I got loads of different characters, loads of different rangers, loads of different monsters. And yet I only ever play with the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers because they're the only ones I ever liked.
I suppose if you're bringing in new people to it, they're the only ones they know as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So
people are going to stick with familiar, aren't they?
Exactly. And it's the same with the monsters. When I do a setup, I always ask, who do people want to go against? What rangers do you want to be? All that. And it's always the same. Yeah. It's always the same 5 rangers or 5, 6, 7, 8 rangers because it's usually the original Mighty Morphin, 6, and people will occasionally play with the Bulk or Skull Rangers because they're funny as hell.
I'll be honest, I did that last time we played it, so...
so that gets used, but that wasn't even part of that Kickstarter. That was a separate purchase.
That's a separate one, all right, okay.
And... Again, looking at my cabinet, there's loads of Rangers in there. I've got 5 or 6 different Ranger teams that haven't even come out of the box.
Really?
They're all in the box. They're not painted. They're not used because I'm just not interested. They're not. They don't appeal to me.
So why did you get it at the time then? Did you think they were going to come to the table then?
It was this whole that at the time, like I said, I was caught up in the enjoyment of, this is my very first Kickstarter. I'm backing this. Finally, I found a game I'm going to back. And it's Power Rangers. I love Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I'm going to play with all of this. Knowing full well that I wasn't into the other series, Zeo and all that kind of rubbish. Apologies if you like the other, TV shows, but I don't. And it was the whole thing of, I was still brand new to board gaming at the time, modern board gaming. So I was like, no, they're all going to be different. I will play them. And, they're very different characters. But it's the theme of that game that keeps me coming back.
Right.
Not the actual game mechanisms and how the characters work. So I was buying for the game mechanisms, but deep down, if I'd thought about it, it's like, no, I'm actually buying this game for the theme, and the only part of the theme I care about is that core box.
Yes.
So I should buy the core box, and I should buy the add-ons of the extra monsters that I'm likely to pay. The monsters from the original series.
Sure.
Because again, I got given a load of monsters that I didn't ever have a clue who they were. And then eventually they did the whole Lord Draken thing, which I didn't know who it was, but it's Jason Evil. I love Jason. He's my favourite Power Ranger.
So it's an automatic buy.
So it's an automatic buy. But yeah, it's hard for me to say I regret that game because I do. I have a lot of regret for it. I spent hundreds on that game when I could have spent 100.
Yeah, sure.
and with those extra hundreds that I've spent, could I have bought multiple other games that I would have really enjoyed? I probably could have.
Yeah.
I probably could have fixed something on the car. Or there's many things I could have done with that.
And this is the issue when the theme is so heavily, appreciated by yourself.
Yeah.
That you've got to I've got to do this. All right, what's another $50 or whatever?
Exactly. Yeah. And money at the time wasn't particularly tight, so I didn't care. But again, looking behind me, it's not even all on the shelf, but it's taken up a whole Kallax cube when it could take up half Kallax cube. So multiple levels of regret on that one, but core game wise, I don't regret. It's just all the extra stuff that I regret and I don't think was necessary. So yeah, Heroes of the Grid is another one for me. What about, have you got any more that you regret?
So I was going to mention the Nemesis franchise.
Yep.
So I never Kickstarted it. I knew of it, but I was very new to the board game thing. So I never knew what Kickstarter was. I never knew what crowdfunding was or how it all worked. So I never really got to know about it till Wayne from Board Stupid had a copy of it and invited me over to play it. Now, again, the theme is so heavy for me because sci-fi horror is way up my alley. I would play anything sci-fi horror, regardless of what the theme or what the title was called.
Being a massive film fan, I'm guessing you saw Alien.
Exactly, yeah. So one of my favourite movies of all time as well. So hence why I need to play this. But when I got into this and I thought my friends would like it, I bought the core game and they had a run of it. Now, they told me at the time they enjoyed it, but being naive, I didn't really think that they didn't really enjoy it. So I backed more add-ons. I had to get them imported from different countries because at the time, this was the first Kickstarter for it. They were very hard to find. Upgraded my components as well.
Yep.
Playmats. I went all in for the first one, only to find out they never really liked the game. A group of 5 of us, only one of them really liked it.
Oh, wow.
So I got a couple more plays with that person, and then I thought, do I carry on? Do I sell it?
Yeah.
Then guess what happened? Lockdown got announced, didn't it?
Of course, yeah.
So I thought, actually, if I kickstart this, then maybe I can get yourselves, Board Stupid, whatnot, all to play it because we've all played it, we're all fans of it, and maybe we can get it sorted. So again, when all out, expansions, playmats, I spent hundreds of pounds again, Jason. When again, back to what you were saying about Power Rangers, could have just been the core box.
Yeah.
We played it, we reviewed it, it has not come out ever since.
Yeah. And that was another one, I think. I obviously didn't buy Lockdown. However, I know I was looking at it, but then obviously you said, and at the time we were doing really well at not duplicating the games that we have.
Yeah.
But I remember sort of looking at it and going, no, the reason I'm interested in this is because I think it's going to be better because the first one was amazing. It had a few faults. They would have learned from those faults. They're going to make it better. The whole game is, and they announce it. It's like, this is different. Oh, wow, this sounds amazing.
Exactly.
We get it to the table. It's like,
meh.
It's Nemesis with a lights on off mechanic.
Yeah, that's all it was.
There's not really a lot of difference here. It's a different map, whereas at the time of recording, we are, I think, the 3rd in the trilogy is about
on
to
the
hit
way,
Kickstarter or crowdfunding in a couple of weeks. And it looks totally different. There's no board. It's all modular tiles. It genuinely looks different. And it sounds like it's actually closer to something like Project Elite.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because I am going to get James to spend some damn money because he likes the Nemesis game. This is the one he's going to back.
I think I've learned for the last 2 not to back this one. So,
and I am genuinely interested, but Lockdown was a bit of a disappointment.
Yes, yeah.
And
I'm like I say, they're all great games, but like you said, number 2, Lockdown was just it's the first one with light mechanic.
Yeah,
and it was a hard realization to go. This game's only for a certain amount of people. I need to stop.
Yeah,
spending so much money because again, both the first and second games, I never played one expansion of those, but forked out hundreds of pounds for them.
100%.
So again, another regret. Yeah. I could have saved that towards something for the family or a holiday or something.
And you talk about the expansions, like they all promised to be different.
Yeah.
Like I think about, was it the Void Seekers one?
Yes, yeah.
Which
the Carnomorphs I really wanted to play because those characters, I read the rules and stuff, and those enemies are so interesting.
Yeah.
And the fact that I've never to this day still not got to play them. Yeah. Guides, but again, if you don't have an audience for it, they ain't going to get played, is it? So,
I definitely feel like expansions are one of the worst things when it comes to FOMO regret, because you want them because you like the game. You want them to change the game. But the problem is, every time you play a game, unless you've got a core group that you play with all the time, you're teaching someone new. I don't want to put an expansion in there because then I've got to teach someone new the expansion.
Absolutely.
We talked about Ark Nova and Marine Worlds earlier, and we played with Simon. He'd never played Ark Nova properly.
Yeah.
So I was teaching him the
As
game.
we played, yeah.
And then here's the rules for the Marine Worlds. And it was like, look, I'm going to cut out about half the rules here because I can already see that your eyes are glazing over. Let's just get playing and I'll teach the rest of it to you as we play. And yeah, expansions are the worst thing for that because if they do change a game, chances are is they change rules as well, which means it's like, these are the rules of the game, but what I need you to do is forget this rule because we're going to play with this rule instead.
Yeah.
And it's like installing a house rule and then he goes to play it somewhere else and then doesn't know how to play the game because he's learnt it with a house rule.
Yeah, exactly.
And expansions are like that. And yeah, I it's a shame because I really did like Lockdown, but it was like, I'd rather play the original.
Yeah, that was the feeling I had. I mean, there were a couple of mechanics that I never really got to touch on, but again, no one really wanted to play. Like I said, they wanted the original back out. So, not a great sequel, but still good enough for a couple of goes, maybe.
Yeah.
Never go back to it again.
Nah. Do you still own it, or is that one?
No, it's gone. I don't own any of them.
Oh, really? You got rid of the original?
I don't even have Marvel United anymore. All gone.
Wow. See, that genuinely surprised me. You got rid of Marvel United.
Yeah, well, we did an episode on my podcast saying I would never get rid of it.
Yeah.
But, dude, it's been there nearly 3 years since I played it last. And I just can't see it. I hate seeing it collecting dust on my shelf.
Yeah.
I'd rather sell it, make some money, buy a new game or something out of it that will come to some use or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you're like me. You like games to go to a house where they're going to be used as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
These things are built to bring enjoyment to people.
Yeah. Then rather just sit there. And every time I sell my stuff, I say, look, I'd rather it go and get used somewhere and, or give it to a club and, and don't donate it to them. And just
I'm one of the worst for that.
Use of it.
If and when I actually do sales of games, I sell them well below what they're worth. Because
100%,
I'm more about making sure it's getting played, not about the monetary reimbursement that I get. Yeah, don't get me wrong, monetary reimbursement is nice because then I can buy more games that I am going to play.
But still, you as the gamer want it to go somewhere where it's going to get used.
Yeah, precisely. And I've got a few on the show. In fact, games that we know we've never played. I know you've asked about them a few times and I've just said I'm never going to learn them. Hogs of War being one of them. Massive FOMO regret on that. I loved the Hogs of War when I was a kid.
Yes, the video game, wasn't it? Yeah, that's right, yeah, PlayStation 1.
And when they announced the miniatures game, it was like, oh my God, these miniatures are awesome. And then there's the Lord Flash Hog that they released. It's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Miniatures are going to be amazing.
It's weird you say that because I was going to back the Worms board game, but then I thought, well, if that's going to be the same with Hogs of War, then I might just go through the same FOMO regret again. Yeah. As well as yourself. So
exactly.
Didn't bother in the end.
Darwin's Journey, that's another one.
Yeah.
These have turned up, and these are full FOMO regrets because I've never played them. And I'm probably never going to play them because every time I open the box to read the rules, it's a huge, chonky rule book.
Yeah.
That, all right, they Hogs of War more so than Darwin's Journey, but they suffer from the usual Kickstarter thing of this rule book is terrible. I can't make head or tail of what I'm doing. There's videos online which are 45 minutes long to learn the games. Like, that is too long.
Yeah.
If I can teach someone Ark Nova in 20 minutes, why the hell is this taking 45 minutes to teach me a game?
It puts you off it, doesn't it?
And it really does put you off it. I don't often rely on videos to try and teach me a game. But when I look at a rule book and I'm like...
And when you're struggling with that,
where the hell do I start? Let's start with watching the video and see what they do. And then that might start making sense on this. And it's, there's official videos that they've done.
Yeah.
There's videos that other content creators have done. And none of them have resonated with me at all. And I just don't have a clue what's going on.
Yeah.
The game's on the sale pile. It has been for a little while. And Darwin's Journey is going to be making its way onto that as well because it's the same thing.
Again, if it's going to put you off, then you're not going to have the right attitude to play the game either, are you? So,
and Darwin's Journey was a FOMO regret because I bought that secondhand. It is the collector's edition.
Yeah.
But I bought that secondhand because I saw so many people playing it. They were all hyping it. So, this is amazing. This is amazing. Okay, I need to play this.
Yeah.
I have to play this. And then, I sat down to try and learn the rules. These aren't people that I game with. So I can't even go, can you just teach me the game?
Sure.
But but it looked good, other than the fact the game looks bland as anything. But it looked like a nice thinky game, which I've come to enjoy. But yeah, I've just been put off by it. So Darwin's Journey was another one that I put on my list. But I think I'll talk about one more personally, one more game.
Yeah, go for it.
That I have probably even more FOMO regret for than, say, Marvel Crisis Protocol. And that was another one by the same, it's now done by the same company, but Star Wars Legion. So this
I've never played it.
This obviously came out before Marvel Crisis Protocol. It was kind of the predecessor to it. Was originally Fantasy Flight, and it was their game that they were going after the big dogs of like Warhammer 40,000 and stuff like that. So a little skirmish game, nice miniatures, and it had great gameplay mechanisms and all of that. But again, it suffered with the thing of Warhammer 40,000 is massively popular.
Yeah.
If I want a game of Warhammer 40,000, I walk into a game club or a store, click my fingers, and boom, I've got myself a game. You can't do that with the more niche games like Star Wars Legion, Marvel Crisis Protocol, Malifaux, that kind of stuff. There's dedicated places you have to go for that. And round here, that just doesn't exist. You know, Star Wars Legion was popular when it first came out. We had a lot of people that played it at the club, so I definitely got into it. I got a lot of games of it. Then they started releasing version 2, and they started installing vehicles into it.
Yeah.
Because that was one thing it never had. It was a skirmish game, which is what made it special. And then they started installing vehicles, and of course that meant power creep and stuff like that. And then people got turned off by the game because they were desperately trying to make it 40k.
Yeah.
And again, it's still going today. It's not quite as well supported. It's now owned by the same people that do Marvel Crisis Protocol, and they've adopted their sales strategy on that as well by releasing miniatures left, right, and center and charging the earth for them.
Just like Warhammer.
I mean, this was the thing. Marvel Crisis Protocol and we'll just say Marvel Crisis Protocol actually makes Games Workshop look cheap.
Right.
That they, that was, Atomic Mass Games going, oh, GW are charging a lot. Hold my beer. We're going to completely smash them.
Right.
Is that you can go into Games Workshop and buy a box of 5 Marines for 20, 30 quid.
Right.
Which is expensive. It's little bits of plastic. To get the same in Marvel Crisis Protocol, you have to buy individual characters at nearly 20 quid a piece.
Ah, okay.
So you're looking at £60 for 5 men. Whereas, it's double the cost.
That's where they got them then.
When Games Workshop is the cheaper option, you're doing something wrong. So, Star Wars Legion, it is a shame. It's a very, very good game, but...
Does it get overshadowed by other Star Wars games then, or...?
Not really.
I mean, like Shatterpoint now is the big one.
I mean, that was another reason for regret. I'd already stopped with the Star Wars Legion thing when that happened, but Fantasy Flight let Legion go. Atomic Mass took it over, and everyone said at the time, like, this doesn't seem right. I don't think they're really interested. And then, of course, a few months later, the announcement of Shatterpoint is like, okay, so what Atomic Mass wanted was the license.
Yeah.
They've got the license, they've now created their own game, and now Legion is kind of being swept aside as like, that we do that game, but this is the one you want because these miniatures are more expensive, and we've made the scale slightly different so you can't use them in both. And it's like, it's obvious what they're doing, and it's a shame because I used to really praise Atomic Mass games, and I now can't do that.
Wow, so that's really
their business practices
major regret on those now.
Yeah, they're not good. I would not recommend anyone getting involved in anything that has anything to do with Atomic Mass games.
Yeah.
So that's it's quite a change.
That's a shame
for me. So that's not only FOMO regret for me. That's just
regret.
It's just regret being involved in that company.
But again, Star Wars is so huge. I mean, you can go on forever and just buy money on every vehicle under the sun in that universe, every character under the sun in the universe. It's ongoing, isn't it, really?
It's not even the only Star Wars game that I do have some regrets for. One of my favourite games of all time, the last TCG that I properly played was Star Wars Destiny. And I love that game. It's the only game in the past 10 years that I've happily sunk loads of money into. I've gone to tournaments with it.
Yeah.
The lot. I really liked that game. Again, Fantasy Flight. But they just didn't... The TCG model, innit? If it's not Magic, if it's not Pokemon, if it's not Yu-Gi-Oh!, you'll get about 3, 4, 5 years out of it, and then it'll be.
Then it'll just stop. Yeah,
you know, and this is kind of how I feel about Disney Lorcana as well. That's why I didn't buy into it.
It's a shame because again, you were really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I was, and I love Disney. I always have. I love the art style of Disney Lorcana, but I can't commit to it because I think we'll get 3, 4 years and it'll be ancient history because it's not Magic.
Yeah, they'll come up with another Disney game by then as well. So yeah,
exactly.
There'll be another card game or second edition of it or something by then when it's.
And you can argue as if it's a small company, what do you expect? But it's like, Destiny's was Fantasy Flight, second biggest games company in the world. Lorcana is Cosmos, so massive board game company. I still don't think it'll last.
No.
Games Workshop had a TCG
but at least you didn't FOMO over it, though.
At
least you didn't FOMO over it. That's the main thing.
No, I got my value out of Destiny, which is why I haven't really mentioned it.
It's very, very surprising because we did the Expo episode and that was like the main thing you were so looking forward to.
That was the thing. I really was. And that was also about the time that I started to really admit and notice how bad my FOMO was. So I was taking steps at that point. At Expo this year, I was very reserved because I was like, no, I'm not going to go on the Fear and Mistake. I slipped a little bit with Earth, but I don't regret it because Earth is an amazing game.
Like I said, not every FOMO is a regret, but FOMO is an addiction.
It is.
That is the issue, especially with gamers like us. Like me, for example, you mentioned playmat on any board game.
Oh, yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Take my money. I don't care if it's 200 quid.
Yeah.
Take it, because I'm a sucker for playmats.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like another game that's turned up recently is Cake of Doom.
Yeah.
And the game itself is about 15 quid. I've spent 25 quid on a mat.
Yeah, I think because they've just redone the Planet Unknown thingy. I've just spent 55 quid on playmats.
Yeah.
Because again, it's playmats.
Yeah. Playmats are awesome.
There's literally no reason for it. I just love me a playmat.
Yeah.
And that's how addictive this can get.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
And it's crazy.
like metal coins for some people as well, isn't it? It's like,
I was just going to say, are you addicted to any other components at all? Or?
I'm not personally. I definitely used to be a sucker for metal coins.
Right.
But now that I sort of invested in the generic set that I use for everything, I can look past metal coins and go, I don't need it. I've got a generic set.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I don't mean to put it out because it's a really great game, but I did that for Distilled.
Yeah.
And they were a lot of money.
Yes.
I kind of regret it. £25 for just the coins, and then £25 for metal cubes.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, well, the original components, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
But again, FOMO, regret.
I'm not going to lie.
It's 50 quid I could have saved.
Yeah. I mean, I know we've been talking off air about that.
We always do, yeah.
I don't buy metal coins, metal cubes, as additional add-ons. However, if you do sell those, I'm going
I'm probably going to be honest. So it's all right.
Yeah, I'm going to end up investing.
But no, again, a regret because again, it's not necessary.
No.
But you just get so addicted to it, and then when they sell it to you, like, whoa, it looks fancier with this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're going to mention it in a question again later or something, but why I love FOMO so much, or why I get into it, is because of presentation.
Yeah.
Like, I want to show people how fancy this is, or how it looks like. For example, Ra. Like, I have the deluxe version because it's the wooden stuff instead of the cardboard stuff. It just looks and feels better. And there is a few regrets I've had with that as well, because again, it's not necessary, but it's good to look at, isn't it?
Yeah, and even here, with that, because you obviously get the noise of the tiles,
absolutely,
and stuff like that. The thing is, the perfect example of FOMO here and how companies do prey on FOMO is, we'll say Kickstarter again, but it's not just that. It's
no, there's other ones. Yeah,
when you're looking on crowdfunding and you get that initial video of the game at the top, they're always using the deluxe version.
Yes,
always.
Yes,
because it's like, look how good this is. Look how good this is. Look how good this is. And then you sort of scroll down. It's like, oh wow, the game's only £50. Okay, that's really good. Yeah, blah blah blah. Scroll down a bit more. It's like, oh, this is the deluxe version here, and that's the components I've just seen. That's amazing. That looked really good. How much is that? Oh, that's 120 quid.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Plus £50 postage.
I've now already seen how good this looks. Without even knowing, that's what's registered in my mind is how good this game looks. You've shown me the price for the more inferior version, and already my mind is on the whole thing of, but that one looked amazing. That one looks a bit rubbish. And going back to Nemesis, I've noticed that that's what they've done with this one. Because the base version is actually fairly cheap. It's about 60 quid.
Yeah.
Comes with standees. You want the miniatures? 130. You know, plus shipping, plus tax, plus all this, plus that. Oh,
customs fees and all that.
Exactly. So it's nice to have those cheaper options, but when you've got an audience that you know are riddled with FOMO, you're going to get the money because they're going to want it.
Yeah.
You know, there are people, we don't need these things. Of course we don't, but I want it. And I happen to have money at the moment, and I think that you don't. Company that has lots of money, I feel bad for you. I'm going to buy that product.
Yeah.
And that's, it is. It's a sickness.
It is. It's you know, it's not like, you know, you're smoking or drinking or whatnot as an addiction, but this spending is as gamers.
Yeah,
FOMO is a massive addiction.
See, now I don't know if you still do it, because one of the key things I still suffer with regards to FOMO at the moment is I still check Kickstarter every day.
Yeah, or I get a notification saying, "Oh, you bought this, that you might like this." So yeah,
you know, I do, and you know, I do hold my hands up. I check Kickstarter every single day, sometimes multiple times a day.
Yeah,
because I don't want to miss out. If a new game comes out, I want it. I want to get on it. I'm doing much better with backing Kickstarters. I've also started to employ an air of, if there's a game I like, I will back it at maybe $1.
Yeah.
So that I can get the pledge manager, because then months down the line, when they open that pledge manager, I can then make an educated decision. Is it still matching my gaming needs and desires? I've had time to think about it and lull it over.
Is it something I'm going to regret?
Exactly. Yeah. You know, and I'm definitely picking apart Kickstarters especially more than I used to. And as such, I'm not backing as much. So I'm trying my best to own my FOMO. It's never going to happen fully.
It's tough. You got to admit, it is tough to control it.
Tough. Yeah. And I think one of the things is for everyone is admitting you do have regrets, because I do. I have a lot of them. I haven't even mentioned them all.
Dude, it'll be a very long episode if I go into mine. So both you and I, there are a lot of regrets on there, but I think we've done a few fair good examples already.
I mean, a lot of things as well. FOMO for me, to name a few games that I haven't talked about. Distilled 100% was one of the fear of missing out. I played it, I loved it, I wanted it, I bought it. And that was the fear of missing out, because if there's a night I want to play it, I know you've always said I could borrow your copy or whatever, but if I want to play it and I'm here, for example, and my friends are here, it's like, what do people want to play? I said, do you know what I really want to play?
Yeah, you've got it there,
I want to take it off the shelf. So I needed to buy that.
Yeah, but then that's a game that's really hit you, and you really enjoy it.
100%.
And you regardless that your friends have got it or not, you want your own copy at the end. And it's understandable.
Yeah.
But
and again, fear of missing out, Ankh, that's another one.
Yeah.
That's going on the sale pile because I don't need it. You know, I've got.
Yeah, I see you played Distill more than that, to be honest. But
exactly, you know, that needs to go on the sale pile because I bought it, because I did play it once or twice. Really enjoyed it. You've got it with expansions.
Yes,
Wayne's got it with expansions. Why the hell do I need my base game?
Exactly. Yeah.
That needs to go, so it's going. And so I guess that could be a FOMO regret.
There's a regret, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I've bought games that other people have had because, again, I feel bad about asking, can I borrow your copy or whatnot, sort of thing. Or times where I think I've had people over and be like, oh, I can just bang that out, whatnot. But then again, that hype is gone. Yeah. You have a copy. Like, I had Heat signed by, the creators of the game. Yeah. Got rid of it because you have it and someone else has it. Yeah. And my guys don't play as much. Yeah. Just get rid of it. It's a regret regardless. Yeah. Again, it was all overhype, and that's a FOMO regret at the end of the day. Yeah. The hype was real. Yeah. Gone. I think final one I would mention on my shelf without even looking at it, Masters of the Universe, Fields of Eternia. Yeah. Love. Why did I buy it? It was announced and came out on Kickstarter about the same time as the new series on Netflix, which I really did enjoy. I know that's controversial to a lot of people, but I really liked it. Yeah. I always liked Masters of the Universe, and the miniatures looked amazing. The game looked pretty damn good, and the board looks absolutely stunning. Dice Tower was awesome as well. However, it's turned up. I've looked at the rules. I can't really be bothered to try and learn it. We've personally been playing the Clash for Eternia, and from what I've seen of Fields of Eternia and what I've played of Clash, I actually prefer Clash. So
I will reassess that judgment when I eventually do play Fields of Eternia. But right now, it is 100% in the FOMO regret category. But yeah. Have you got any others off the top of your head that you want to get off your chest that you do indeed regret?
I do want to just mention one because I FOMO regret it for its mechanic.
Okay,
which is something we've not brought up yet. So I recently had got the Aliens Another Day in the Glorious Another Day in the Core.
Yes.
So that game is good, but it's designed for 6 people.
Yes.
And I never knew that. So if you do play 2, 3, 4, it's fine. But the thing is, you have to control other people that you don't necessarily have to be your character.
Of course, yeah.
And I kind of like regret that because I don't think it's necessary as a game.
Yeah.
You could have done it with just, if you've got 3 characters, you've got 3 characters, you've got 4 characters, you've got 4 characters.
Yeah.
Why it has to be 6 all the time? Yeah. Like Zombicide is better with 6, but it doesn't have to be with 6.
Yeah.
And it's kind of got that, I've played this, I bought it, I've got all the miniatures, I've painted them, I have gone all out on this.
Yeah.
Spent hundreds and hundreds of pounds on this when I could have just paid 50 quid for the core game.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, no one wants to play it because 3 people don't want to play with another 3 random AR characters.
Yeah.
And that's a big regret. Again, the game is fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but that mechanic sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that is a very good point. Yeah.
I don't know if you've got any for mechanic-wise, but that was something I never even knew about.
Do you know what? I don't think I've personally got any for mechanisms, but I'm sure there is some. Without sitting...
Without thinking off the top of your head, yeah.
Yeah, off the top of my head, I can't think of any, but I'm sure there is some. And by the time I listen to this back on the computer...
Probably go back and go, I should have said that.
I will be the one screaming at the computer at myself saying, you idiot, you forgot this. But, I mean, I've never found a mechanism that I feel like I could miss out on.
Yeah.
I think there's...
I think maybe Ankh as well. There's the mechanic where you merge... I'm not a big fan of that one.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
It's not as much as a regret because I do love that game.
Yeah.
But that mechanic sucks.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I'm kind of glad that that's like, you could do this. No.
Yeah.
No thanks.
House rule.
House rule. Bye-bye. Yeah, don't want that.
But no, there's so many FOMO regrets. Again, it's in different categories. The game itself, the components and, the accessories and all that.
Yeah.
It's such a big scope of FOMO. I nearly said mofo regret.
Mofo, yeah.
FOMO regret, sorry.
So, how have you enjoyed this board game version of Alcoholics Anonymous?
I quite like it. I really enjoyed it, man, to be honest, because it's a good topic, and it's kind of nice to hear it from another gamer that, you've gone through the same thing as well. So, again, like Alcoholics Anonymous.
My name is Jason, and I have FOMO.
And I have FOMO. I have FOMO regrets. But no, if there's... I'm sure people listening, if they've got any, they should comment and say what they regretted and stuff as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people out there, and there'll be people that, like I was, that would sit there going, I don't regret any of my purchases.
Nah. Liar.
There's
always one.
Give it a couple of years and you will regret it.
That's it. Exactly.
Guarantee it. Especially when the wife comes at you and says, you've got too many games.
Yeah. How much for a Crokinole table?
Do you regret Crokinole?
No.
Good.
No chance, mate.
I may have leant across the table and given you a good slap.
Can never regret Crokinole, mate, ever.
I have FOMO regret for Crokinole. The fact that I don't own the damn thing.
The one day, Jason.
Well, if I hadn't gone all in on blooming Power Rangers, I would...
Oh, yeah, there you go. Could have bought that, yeah.
I mean, I'm not even going to go in... I told myself I wasn't going to bring this up, but now, damn it, I'm going to bring
it up.
My major FOMO was Jurassic World, the board game. Man.
Really?
I spent 600-ish.
No, you didn't.
And it never delivered.
I love how it was 7 at first and went down to 6.
No, I'm pretty sure I said 5.
So did you get your money back for that, or was it a scam?
No, it was a scam.
Really?
It's gone. It's lost. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's a lot of money in that one. But yeah. Again. Oh, more stretch goals. More stretch goals. Oh, I want that. I want that. I want that. Oh, I can get 2 lots if I'm back.
Glad I didn't do that because I would have gone all in as well.
Yeah. Crazy amount of money involved in that. But there you go. FOMO regrets. Definitely have a lot of them. Probably will have more to come in the coming years and.
Hopefully not as much.
Hopefully not as much. I like
as much as you, Jason. I'm trying to cut down as well.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is every time I see something shiny and swanky and new, it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
Click.
Interested.
Notify me on release.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, in fact, I can even tell you one that's going to happen. I can tell you Galactic Cruise.
Okay.
I am following that like nobody's business. I really want that game, and I know full well that they're going to have a deluxe version.
You're just waiting for it.
And I'm waiting for that, and I know I'm going to. And Food Chain Magnate, due any time now on Kickstarter, because they're doing a reprint, and they're doing a special collector's edition, which has loads of new miniatures and stuff that you don't need, and I'm going to back it, and I'm going to regret it.
Yeah, it's the same with me, because they're doing, time of recording, they're doing Deceased Zombicide, aren't they? Yes. So I'm waiting for them to go, oh, here's a big statue of Darkseid or something.
Of course, yeah.
Like they did with Galactus, I'm like, click, interested.
Yeah. Oh, you're backing
I don't need it. No, I haven't backed it. No.
You haven't backed it? Wow, and you're a huge
I never backed the Marvel one, because at the end of the day, Simon's got a thing with those ones. They tend to release the core before the Kickstarter comes out. Yep. So I'll just wait for the core game to come out. Marvel Zombies barely comes to the table now, let alone Deceased.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will get it, but I'll just get the core game when it comes
out. I'm not as keen on the theme of DC either, so yeah. I think we can finish up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Before I start admitting more money that I've spent.
Yes.
Because forgetting, of course, that my partner listens to this show, and yeah.
How much was it for Jurassic?
It was only about 200. Yeah.
That's better. That's a good answer.
There you go. No, I think the last time we talked about it, it was about 500, something like that. I can't remember. It was somewhere between 100 and 1,000.
Good God.
It wasn't 1,000. I'm just saying that it was not 1,000.
It wasn't that high.
I'm pretty sure it was about 600.
For something that pricey, you'd have to get that to the table all year. Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially as all the dinosaurs would have taken up all my cabinet as well.
Jason said, that bloody game again.
Do you play anything else? Not anymore.
Not anymore.
I had to sell the entire collection for this one. But yes, thank you for coming on, Anne.
No, thank you.
How does it feel to have finally been on a topical discussion?
It's nice, mate. It's nice to get stuff off my chest.
So, like I said, it is a bit of a shame that I had to get you on one, but we're basically admitting our addiction.
Well, no, not at all. I mean, like I said, hopefully I can come on more topical ones, because I do enjoy the topical episodes, I have to admit.
Good. Well, it makes a nice change that it's not just me admitting addictions.
No.
Because that tends to be what our topical episodes tend to be, is that, what are we talking about this week, James? Well, I've come to terms with the fact that I have this addiction.
Yeah. I mean, I have to admit, it wasn't much of a debate episode, which I was prepped for, but it was like, wow, this is kind of like one of those... what do you call it?
What is
anonymous sort of thing? Yeah. What is there to debate on this? Sorry, let's just talk about my addiction.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I have lots of regrets. I've now got my regrets out in the open.
This is it.
So
hopefully I come back for an actual debate.
Yeah,
with James as well.
We need to get you on a debate, a proper debate.
Because I think sometimes I'm shouting most at James's option or opinion. It's like, no, James, it doesn't belong there.
That's because James is always wrong. That's the long and short of it.
I can confirm nor deny that quote there, Jason. We get all three of us on an episode, we'll find out.
Yep, exactly. And we will do that very, very soon, hopefully. Probably won't be this year at this point, because I think we're geared up for the next 2 weeks, and that will take us towards the end of our year. So don't know how long a break we're going to take this year.
But thank you for having me on. I really enjoyed the episode, man. I hope everyone listened and enjoyed it as well.
Yeah. I mean, no, let's be honest, no one's going to listen to it. But
probably because I'm on the episode, that's why. It's understandable. It's absolutely fine.
I won't put your
No one listens to my podcast
though.
anyways. That's all good.
But yes, obviously you do yourself have a podcast, despite being an honorary member here. I guess I should let you promote it just a wee little bit.
Could do my radio voice?
You get to do your radio voice. Let's hear it.
So hi guys, my name's Anthony and I host the M.T.V.B Podcast. This is the podcast where I talk about my 4 favourite subjects. That's movies, TV shows, video games and board games. At the time of recording, we are coming close to the end of season 7, celebrating with our 100th episode to end the season. We talk about, obviously, any one of those 4 topics. We do top 5s in there as well. If you're interested in any of those subjects, then please give us a listen. We're everywhere. Just follow us on either Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. We're everywhere. Just type in M.T.V.B. Sorry, everyone. And yeah, every listen helps. Thank you very much.
Very, very nice. Well, thank you once again for joining us, and thank every one of you for joining us for episode 164. I can't believe it's been that much.
Wow.
I'm knackered.
So next year's definitely the 200th episode.
Next year will be the 200th.
Nice.
Yes. So there you go. Thank you very much for joining us. Till next week, I have been Jason.
I've been Ant.
And you have been listening to the Meeple Minded Podcast. Join us next week for more tabletop gaming goodness. Ta-ta, goodbye.